Dexter Henry here with SNY Knicks and Nets insider Ian Begley. We're going to talk about the Knicks because it's Knicks Media Day, and we're here. We heard a lot from the players and coach today as well. But we're going to talk a little about the players. I want to start with Quentin Grimes because Quentin Grimes, we heard today that he will be the starter this year at shooting guard. Again, that was stated today by Tom Thibodeau. What do you think about Grimes this year in his third year, and do you think he can make a leap, Ian?
I do think so. I think he can make a leap. He's so young. I think there's so much untapped potential there. A lot of people talk about Quentin Grimes being able to make things happen with the ball in his hands, off the dribble. We haven't seen a lot of that so far in his NBA career. The interesting thing for me, though, is he going to get the shots consistently, whether it's beyond the arc or near the basket? Is he going to get those looks? Because there's a lot of players who are going to take shots and expect shots night in and night out. Where does Grimes fit in that hierarchy? Because he's a shooter. You know, shooters need to shoot to be in rhythm. So I think it's important for the Knicks to get him some looks early and often this season.
I think that's a player that a lot of fans are going to be looking to see if he can make that leap. Another player I think fans are going to have their eye on, always talked about, that is Julius Randle. Made second-team All-NBA for the second time in 3 years. Where can Julius improve this year, Ian? We saw some of the struggles in the playoffs where he wasn't healthy, but where do you think he can improve this year?
Yeah, I think first and foremost for Julius Randle, it's about physically getting back to 100%. He's not all the way there yet. I think this training camp is very important for him because he's coming off that off-season surgery. So just getting back to the level where he was physically last year, I think that's job one. And then you're looking for improvements from Julius. Yeah, I think he rebounded the ball really well last year, but maybe some more of that. You know, the Knicks relied on offensive rebounds a lot, so maybe need a little bit more from Randle there. And then defensively, you know, just the effort night in and night out. I think that's what you're looking for from Randle. But he was banged up last year in the playoffs. He did have surgery to repair that broken left ankle, so he was not 100% last year against Cleveland and against Miami.
Yep, Knicks say that he is 100% and ready to go here at the start of training camp. Last player I want to talk to you about is RJ Barrett. We heard from him today as well. You talked to me about this when we talked on New York Got Game about RJ and how last year he had to adjust with Jalen Brunson coming on the team. What do you think his role is going to be on the team this year? And could we see a bit of him playing some backup for the Knicks?
Well, first of all, Dexter, that was a good show plug for New York. Very smooth.
You got to plug sometimes. You got to do that.
I think backup four, I think initially, at least based on what I was hearing, it's going to be Josh Hart at the backup four, and he's going to be the first guy to have a crack at that role. And I think something that the Knicks like, according to people in touch with them, is Josh Hart as a screener, Josh Hart passing the teammates out of their short roll. So I think that's something that you can keep an eye on there at backup four. So I don't know if Barrett is going to get a ton of time there. The interesting thing to me is, where do you slot Barrett in non-starter minutes? Does he get that time with the second unit that he did last year? You know, there's a lot of people coming off the bench that are going to get minutes. Or is he more so with the starters? I think it's a matter of where the team sees him fit. And I think, you know, regardless of the numbers last year, he did a very good job fitting in behind Jalen Brunson, behind Julius Randle, adjusting to that, not stepping on anyone's toes. So I think you'll see more of that from Barrett.
All right, we'll see what we see from RJ Barrett this season. Knicks season going to get underway, at least the preseason, that is, soon. First preseason game is next Monday. But before that, they're headed to South Carolina, Charleston, for training camp. Ian Begley, great SNY Knicks and Nets insider. He will be there. Ian, thank you for the time. We'll talk more Knicks soon.
Thanks, Dex.